Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the worst reviews ever. Today it's just gonna be me and Amazing again. We went to the movies. We've been trying to go a little bit more, so we'll just knock out some of these reviews when we don't got the squad with us. How you doing today, Amazing?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing all right. Appreciate that. Thanks for asking. See, you got the pink. You rocking the pink today? Oh, you got the hoodie on. Damn. Okay. Okay. Looking busted. No, I'm just but now let me go ahead and pull up the slides real quick. So, all right, today we're gonna be reviewing Deadpool and Wolverine. So let me go ahead and give some background on the movie before we jump into the ratings. So, Deadpool and Wolverine is a 2024 American superhero film based on Marvel Comics featuring the characters Deadpool and Wolverine. So, in the film, Deadpool learns that the Time Variance Authority is set to destroy his universe and partners with a reluctant Wolverine from another universe to stop this. So the directors and producers for this movie, directed by Sean Levy, written by Ryan Reynolds, Rhett Reese, Paul Wernick, Zeb Wells, and produced by Kevin Feige, Lauren Donner, Ryan Reynolds, and Sean Levy again. So, all right, the cast on this movie, of course, you got Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson slash Deadpool, Hugh Jackman as Logan slash Wolverine, Emma Corrin as Cassandra Nova, Morin as Vanessa Carlisi as a Deadpool's girlfriend, Rob Delaney as Peter Wisdom, Leslie Uggams as Blind Owl, Aaron Stanford as John slash Pyro, and Matthew as Mr. Paradox. So, all right, we're gonna jump into the rating. So, all right, Amazing. What you give this rating on this movie?
I give it a 4.
A four.
Yes.
You true. All right, I'll go ahead and give my rating, and we'll go ahead and jump into the summaries and stuff. So my rating for this movie, I'm going to give it a 7.7. Very good. So all right, I'll go ahead and I'll start with my breakdown. So the reason I gave it a 7.7 was I think it was a very good movie. Of course, it's based off of Marvel. I'm a big Marvel fan. I think the only reason why I didn't put it in like 8 territory, like excellent, was because I thought the storyline was a little off. If you look at the Cable, I mean the Wolverine, I think they just jumped. I think they should have stuck with Wolverine and Cable because in the comic book series they had a lot of tag ups that they did. So I think that before they jumped into Deadpool and Wolverine, they should have kind of did a couple more movies based on those comic book series. There was a lot of, like I say, villains that they could have dealt with, and then found a way to loop Wolverine in because I thought there was just a disconnect in the plot and the storyline. Would I recommend this movie to anyone? Yes, I definitely would. And just going back to the plot and storyline, like I said, it just seemed kind of disconnected. Like it just seemed at one point they just wanted to do, since Wolverine's such a big hit and Deadpool is like, man, let's just merge them together without connecting the storyline somehow. So I think that's where they kind of messed up. Definitely a lot of great fight scenes in this movie, but I think where they kind of probably messed up, and I think this is probably where you're going to elaborate on. I think Deadpool's character is definitely humorous. He's got the third wall, but which he's just cracking jokes too much. It's like they could tone that back a little too much because it got a little too silly and stuff. But I definitely like the part where they were in a void. When they went in that thing and they had Blade, Wesley Snipes in there, and Electra. I thought that was pretty decent. But I thought towards the end that they had too many kind of stories on it. It's like when we were watching the Beetlejuice movie where it was like 4 or 5 different plots going on, and it was just like they should have just stuck to the void, all the Deadpools coming out versus like the other villain that came out also. It was like maybe that could have been part 2 where she came out on the second part and they had to face her like again. But it was just like they had the Deadpools, then her and stuff. So it was just like a lot of stuff going on where, like I said, it's just like they crammed a lot of stuff in the movie. So I think the fight scene saved it, some of the void, but yeah, the everything was a little too off and too I say a little chaotic with the storyline. So if I was the director and the producer of the movie, like I said, I probably would have jumped to Wolverine and the Deadpool movie. I just would have stuck with Cable and Wolverine, let that play out a little bit. took out the villain escaping the void. I would have done that like in a different part and just left it where they had to face the Deadpools and handle that. And then, I would have closed the movie out at that point versus introduce that villain. It was like that could have been a part two or something. So, like I said, I think they just jumbled too much stuff in the movie. So, all right, amazing. We'll go back to you. We'll go back here. You said a 4, so that's in between bad and decent. So,
Yes.
why you give it a 4? That's
I gave it a 4 because I like Wolverine. If Wolverine had not been there, it probably would have been a 2.
God damn.
Would I recommend this movie to anyone? I feel like Deadpool, I think, has a very specific audience. I'm just not part of that audience. So I think like I know who I would recommend this to and who I would not recommend it to. What did I think of the plot or storyline? It's so funny, I think, that you mentioned Beetlejuice because I thought the exact same thing where there was just like way too much stuff going on. I actually did like the beginning, and I thought the beginning was kind of funny. It wasn't like too over the top, which I've always, I watched all the Deadpools with you. I'm just not a fan of Deadpools, but it's just something to do. So I can't say. I can't even compare this honestly to the other ones. It didn't seem, he's just always over the top with his jokes and stuff. And this one seemed extra over the top. The one thing I thought was funny though, in a way, was just because he was so over the top, like he was even over the top to Wolverine. Like his mouth was annoying Wolverine in the movie. And I felt like it was also annoying a lot of the audience, including myself, watching. So I just felt like it was too much. And going back to the Beetlejuice, like there's like just tons of stuff going on. The other thing, of course, I loved about this movie, so Wolverine and the dog. I thought that was like the cutest ugly dog ever. Even though they got kind of weird with some of the kissing scenes with the dog, but I also did love the dog. I liked a lot of the cameos when they were in the void, and I actually really did like Cassandra's character. I thought that was kind of a good thing. Like you had said, if they maybe would have just stuck to like the whole thing going on with the void and maybe focused more on Cassandra and let that play out. Because I did think that was interesting, come to find out that she was Professor Xavier's evil twin sister, and I do like those movies as well. So if you were the director or producer of the movie, that's what I would have changed. I would have kind of focused it more in on the void and maybe having more of a focus on Cassandra and how they're kind of maybe fighting against her or something. Or even with all the time lapses, I don't think they see Professor Xavier. So even when they're doing the time jumps, I would have thought that would have been a good change too, if they would have maybe brought him into it a little bit more, just so it was more of a balance between like kind of the Wolverine movies and Deadpool. I just thought it was to me, it was over the top, specifically with kind of like some of the jokes and stuff.
Yeah, when you said that, that was actually when you were like mentioned Professor X. That would have been a good spin if it was like they had to find a way to bring him back, like in part 2 or something. Like you said, carry out that storyline a little bit, but make it where they had to go do a time jump and brought back like Professor X, and he had to face his sister or something. That would have been tough. Yeah, so I do agree with you somewhat. The 4 rating, though, you're you're a little low on that, but I can see when you said you were recommended to like people. So would you really recommend it to guys? Pretty
Yeah,
much.
mostly guys. I actually know, like my sister likes this movie. She went to the movie theater. And she went with like a family friend of ours who's also a female. Like they like it. They like all the Deadpool movies. I feel like you have like it's just like for a lot of people love the movie, and I feel like out of all the people, like family and friends, I just feel like even your family I feel like I could be like, yeah, that person probably would like it. That's a no. That's a no. That's probably a yes. Like, I feel like the Deadpools, you can kind of pick who will like them and who won't.
So the females that like it, could it just be said that they may be a little cooler than you?
I would say we probably are more intelligent. They maybe are cooler.
Damn. Okay. Okay. So all right, you know how we do it.
Just kidding. Just kidding. It's just not my thing.
But going all right. So you know how we do it. Would you change your rating? You know, just based on kind of what you heard, you go up, down, or are you gonna stay the same at
I
your
actually
4?
feel like my Professor Xavier twist was so fantastic, it's made me go down. So I'm gonna have to go with 3.5 because they missed out on that.
Damn. Okay. Okay. Shit, so your twist, like since they capitalize on that, you going
Yep.
down? Yeah, I'm gonna stay at the 7.7. Like I said, very good movie from my perspective. I'm a big fan. Definitely thought like I said before, they missed some parts, but overall, I mean, I still a Marvel movie. I like the action, you know, the fight scenes, and even when you said like he was Deadpool was irritating Wolverine, I did like that dynamic. 'Cause, yeah, he was getting on his nerves and stuff. So nah.
I would
Yeah.
also say, sorry to
Oh, go
interrupt.
ahead. No, you good.
I would also say if you do see it, I would definitely do it at a movie theater because at home it won't be as fun. Like I think most of the time, going to the movie theater is kind of fun anyways, but especially with the movies, it's just going to be better at the theater.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all keep tuning in, man. We keep doing these reviews and Marvel, man. Work on the connection to the stories, man. Let it play out a little more, man. Like stick with like Cable and Deadpool. I think that series, and then find a way to tie Wolverine in a little bit more. I know you still did this one, but I think you could still like merge all three of them together. But all right, man, we out of here. Peace.